spotty showers out there. Caroline's tracking the radar right now. Hi, Caroline.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, I think a lot of folks are hoping they get a rain shower because that's your only chance at seeing slightly cooler weather. Otherwise, it is dry out there. You'll notice areas out to the west, that's where we have the showers and storms starting to work their way in. Now, nothing very heavy, nothing severe, but you can see quite a hefty little downpour right now here in Wallace. These showers just starting to develop. Because of this, not seeing a tremendous amount of lightning activity. I certainly expect that to ramp up as we go through the next few hours. Continuing up to the north, we're also seeing some of those showers up around Lake Somerville, portions of 290, Caldwell dealing with some of the rain showers. And this is what we can expect as we head into the afternoon. You'll notice most of that activity is going to be staying to the west of I-45 by 1 o'clock, continuing El Campo down towards Wharton, maybe Columbus as well. As these storms start to approach the I-45 corridor, I do expect them to break up. So it's not a guarantee that you're going to see rain today. In fact, more few and far between. Otherwise, it is all about the heat. You can see we've got the cumulus clouds building in. Temperature-wise, upper 80s right now, feeling like the mid 90s. So if you are taking the kiddos out to the playground, please be careful. Those monkey bars might be hot. Feeling like 98, but Lisa, Andy, coming up, we're going to talk about a big weekend warm-up. Close to 100.
Oof. All right.
Okay, here we go. Caroline. We are now officially in June, which is hard to believe, and we're in the midst of hurricane season, Caroline.
That's why in the National Hurricane Center already monitoring a region for possible development. Wow. I know, and it's only day 3. So let's talk about it. Hope it helps you and your family prepare for the season. As for what the National Hurricane Center is monitoring, it's actually going to be this cluster of thunderstorms on the far east coast of Florida there. As this pushes its way to the northeast, if it stays out in the open warm water, there's a 10% chance for development. Now, if it forms over land, it's less likely to develop, and then we're just going to deal with rainfall. But take a look at how much rain we can see for the southeast. Areas on the coast, we're talking over a foot. Florida, it's going to be an incredibly wet week ahead. Here at home, though, we're not forecasting quite as much rainfall. In fact, you're going to notice most of the rain across Texas, that's going to be staying well to our north or off to the east. As for the Saharan dust, this is another factor that's helping us stay dry. We've been tracking it as it's pushing its way across the Atlantic. Likely you're going to start to notice it on Thursday. That's going to lead to hazy skies, reduced air quality, also more vibrant sunsets, but some of the drawbacks are pretty big there. As for Storm Tracker 2 radar, we are tracking showers as they continue to pop up. Nothing widespread, nothing too heavy, but right now we are tracking a few thunderstorms. You can see including this one that started to push its way up towards the I-10 corridor. That's impacting East Bernard very soon, going to be passing through Brazos Country up towards Pattison, Brookshire as well. Most of these just freckles of showers. Out towards Columbus, also dealing with those showery conditions. And this is what we can expect to see over the next hour or 3. Most of this activity is going to be kept well to the west of I-45, but the isolated storm or 2 could be making it to the east side. So take a look at our future track as we head through the afternoon. Most of this happening by the coast and on the far west side of town. By 3 o'clock, I do think some of these will start to fizzle out, but we'll have to watch for the possibility of some stronger storms off to the south and west. After those storms start to move out, then we're going to be focusing on a cold front that's going to try to move into our area. You can see satellite and radar. We've got our dry line, and then that's the front. Now, I think that front is going to stall out, and rain chances here are going to be extremely minimal. That's why I want to show you what it looks like outside right now. We've got cloud cover, warm temperatures, currently sitting in the upper 80s, but factor in the humidity, feels closer to 95 degrees. This afternoon, only a 20% chance of showers, with temperatures reaching 90 degrees. Now, I do want to show you forecast highs today because very soon we're going to be seeing temperatures much back.
Yeah, June is here and it's here to stay for quite a while. Until we get to July.
And we've got August.
Oh boy. Thanks, Caroline.
Yeah. In early June, we're starting to deal with really intense temperatures. In fact, I want to show you our heat index map Does anything stick out to you? Maybe it's LaGrange currently at 79. Compare that to us here in Houston at 99. The big change, well, they're actually dealing with some showers. So this time of year, getting a healthy downpour, as long as it's not severe, it actually can be a really good thing for those temperatures. Storm Tracker 2 radar showing few and far between, but most of our activity is going to be along the I-10 corridor out on the west side of town. So if you take a closer look, you can see this thunderstorm just passed through Wallace, now approaching the Katy Freeway between Sealy and Katy. We're also tracking a few showers out towards Columbus, and a lot of these are what I like to call popcorn showers. They quickly flare up, they pop up, and then just as fast as they start to flare up, they start to taper down. So it can feel intense at the peak of these storms, but for the most part, it's just going to be a quick shower passing through, and it should cool you down rather significantly. You can see College Station about to get some showers, same with the Giddings area, but all in all, nothing too heavy. After Schoolcast today is going to show temperatures actually climbing to about 90 degrees. Going to continue to feel like 98 when you factor in that humidity, and that heat is here to stay. Today, a high of 90, but watch as we go through the week. Every single day, slightly warmer than the last. Tomorrow, 92 degrees, a 30% chance of seeing an afternoon thunderstorm, similar to what we're seeing today. As we go into Thursday, a 20% chance, but temperatures getting into the mid-90s. Thursday is also when we have the possibility of dealing with more Saharan dust. And this is just the beginning of that temperature climb. Andy, Lisa, coming up, we've got your full extended forecast.
Okay, get ready. Caroline
asking, are the DOGE cuts going to impact our forecast?
Sure.
And not to spoil it, but the answer is no. You can hear a lot more about those cuts and the impacts it's going to have this year if you watch our hurricane special tomorrow at 7. Otherwise, though, things should continue to operate as normal. They say they're running full staff at the Hurricane Center, and they're getting ready. Take a look at where we are on the chart. Now you know when hurricane season starts. It starts on June 1st. We really start to see it peak beginning of August, middle of August to middle of October. That's going to be the hot spot here in Houston, with it peaking September 10th. So weather team, we don't take vacations from August through the middle of October. That's how you know that's the time where you need to be aware. If you see a great deal on a cruise during that time period, there's a reason why. As for today, we're 3 days into hurricane season, and the Hurricane Center already monitoring this region off the southeast coastline. It's because of these thunderstorms that are just offshore of Miami. As they move to the northeast, they may stay in warmer waters. That would allow for some subtropical or tropical development. Only a 10% chance this would be moving to the northeast. Not going to be our problem, at least not here on the Gulf Coast. Let's talk about what we're dealing with, though, because we are going to be tracking some Saharan dust. You can see it pushing its way across the Atlantic. This is going to lead to hazy skies beginning on Thursday. I certainly think by this weekend you're going to notice the haze, the orange skies, but there are some positives to it. It's going to create some beautiful sunrises and sunsets, but also all of this dust, it suppresses tropical development. When you think about Saharan dust, think of it like cedar wood chips. If you toss it on a wet floor, it's going to absorb all that moisture, and that's what the dust does to our atmosphere. It prevents us from getting more tropical systems because the air is just too dry. Now, where we are not seeing dry air, that's right now across southeast Texas. We're tracking some showers and storms starting to pop up. Thankfully, nothing severe, but if you're out driving, it certainly is going to be packing a punch. Missouri City right now dealing with a hefty downpour, some lightning strikes. This storm going to be quickly making its way up towards the north. You'll also notice out towards Fulshire dealing with a shower there as well. If we put this in motion, you can see these storms just drifting their way inland. As they are, some of them are increasing in strength. We're not expecting anything severe, but that doesn't mean it's not going to feel a bit intense as these storms pass by. Right now, everything west of I-45, and that's where I anticipate most of it's going to stay through the afternoon. Take a look at our future track. These storms going to continue to bubble up, at times being intense, but likely sub-severe. Once we get to about 5, 6 o'clock this evening for your evening commute, I do expect things to be quieted down. And then once again on Wednesday, we're going to be tracking for the possibility of more storms tomorrow. That's because we've got a dry line, but we've also got a cold front But more than likely, this cold front is going to stall out. If this cold front stalls to our north, like I suspect it will, most of us are actually going to end up being mostly dry for the day on Wednesday. So that extended forecast is going to show rain chances possible today, tomorrow, Thursday. Once we get to the weekend, that Saharan dust starts to dry us out. Haze, heat, Sunday, 98 degrees. Air conditioning, maybe go to the movies. I would just make some indoor plans or plan to wake up very, very early, but know it's going to be 80 already.
Yeah, good old Houston summer never disappoints, does it?
Nope.
Thank you, Caroline. It's just steamy outside at this point, Caroline.
Yeah.
It's hot outside.
It's hot outside. I think it briefly did cool us down, but now we're just left with hot, humid conditions. In fact, I want to show you what it looks like outside of Houston. You can see we've got mostly cloudy skies out there. Temperature-wise, going to be on the warm side. As for the rain, you'll notice over the last 4 hours, everything's just been fizzling out. In fact, now, not dealing with any rainfall. That means you shouldn't have any issues for your afternoon pickup, your evening commute. However, your evening walk is going to be a bit on the warm side. Currently, temperatures sitting in the mid 80s by the coast, lower 90s to our north, 90 degrees in Huntsville. But when you factor in the humidity, it feels like the mid 90s to even 100. Look at this. Katy feels like 100. Austin, 104. LaGrange, 108 is what it feels like. As for this evening, when you're heading out the door, temperatures are going to be slow to cool down. By 8 o'clock, only 84 degrees, 82 at 9. In fact, overnight temperatures only going to be dropping into the upper 70s. Now, over the next few days, we're really going to be focusing in on the heat. So even though the mornings are humid, they're sticky, they're warm, we urge you to get out when it's 78 outside, because tomorrow afternoon, temperature is going to be making it into the lower 90s. By Thursday, the mid 90s. Lisa, Andy, this warming trend climbs into the weekend, but more on that full forecast coming up.
Caroline, thank you.
Hurricane season has officially started, and the Hurricane Center already monitoring a region for possible development. I want to show you that region out there in the Atlantic. You can see tropical weather outlook. Thankfully, a 10% chance of development. That means a very low chance of development, and it's on the Atlantic side. On the Gulf Coast, not forecasting any tropical development, but we are going to monitor the system. The good news, if it forms, it's going to meander to the northeast away from us. So we should not see any impacts from it here in Houston. In fact, today it has been quite a day. We saw some heavy downpours roll through. All of those have cleared out, but it's left us a bit on the steamy side. A live look outside, you can see mostly cloudy skies. Temperature-wise, warm. Currently sitting in the mid 80s, lower 90s. Right now, 90 in Huntsville. Earlier today, I picked on LaGrange because they dropped into the 70s with the storms. Well, because of all that moisture, that's why they right now feel like 108. Feels like 99 in Huntsville, 100 in Bay City. So a very warm afternoon. Satellite and radar is going to show thunderstorms across North Texas and Oklahoma. That cold front dropping to the south, and that's going to bring the possibility of storms to central Texas overnight. Let me walk you through what we're tracking. As we go through the evening hours, warm, humid, mostly dry. Temperatures at 8 o'clock, 81 degrees here in Houston. Those temperatures really going to struggle to cool at all overnight tonight, only making it into the upper 70s. But by 6 a.m., some of those storms from central Texas might start to impact our far northwest counties. We're talking areas potentially as far to the southeast as Tomball. Those storms possible through the morning commute, more isolated, nothing widespread, no severe weather expected. As we go into Wednesday afternoon, at the heat of the day, temperatures slightly warmer than today. Once again, pop-up thunderstorms not out of the question. Now, as we go through the next several days, you're going to know
Afternoon, Caroline.
a really nice summer afternoon. It is early June, so a bit on the warm side, but all in all, not too bad. In fact, a live look from the Houston Zoo. You can see the giraffes just walking around in the sunshine. Actually, a really busy day at the zoo. We've seen tons of folks out and about, most of them in t-shirts, hats, tank tops, thankfully dressed appropriately because it is warm and humid out there. Air temperature currently sitting in the mid 80s, 86 here in Houston, 88 in Livingston, 90 degrees out in Huntsville. Factor in that humidity and we're feeling closer to 100 degrees here in Houston, mid 90s. Areas like Palacios feels feels like 102, feels like 99 in Bryan. So please be careful. We know there's no heat advisory, but you still need to be drinking plenty of water, especially watch out for those little ones out there too. Dog walking forecast this evening. Once we get towards 8 p.m., things will start to feel a little bit better. 84 degrees, 82 by 9 o'clock. But overnight tonight, not going to be cooling down very efficiently. In fact, your pool party forecast for tomorrow showing temperatures starting off in the upper 70s. 78 is our low. By 10 a.m., air temperature already reaching 84. Factor in the humidity, feeling closer to the mid 90s. Now, as we go through the day tomorrow, you're going to see rain chances from 20% increasing to 30%. That's a chance of isolated storms in the afternoon, our typical summertime thunderstorms. Now, Andy, Lisa, coming up, the rain's going to move out and the heat is going to really set in.
Caroline, thank you.
Involve any of the Houston Zoo cameras.
Yeah.
Right? I know. And this one, I feel like I don't show enough. I don't give enough love to the flamingos. This nice day we've got outside. And I say it's a nice day because really, in the grand schemes, not too bad. We had a few showers earlier today. That helped cool us down a tad. Still going to be humid, still going to be hot. Still Houston, Texas. Temperatures right now sitting in the mid 80s here in Houston, 86 degrees, 90 up in Huntsville, 90 in Crockett. Factor in that humidity, everybody feeling more like the mid 90s to even the triple digits. Right now out in Columbus, it feels like 102, Austin 104. This heat really is no joke. Now we are tracking a cold front in North Texas. This time of year, if you hear cold front, don't think any big changes, mainly think storm chances. That's going to be the biggest impact. So as we go through this evening tonight, staying warm and humid, dry through 8 o'clock, temperatures in the 80s. Once we get to tomorrow morning, some of those storms will start impacting our far northwest areas if they're able to hold together, likely around 6 a.m., potentially as far south as Tomball. Continuing to push through the Houston area. I'm not expecting widespread issues, but with some of these thunderstorms, it could cause some delays for your morning routine. So plan on a bit of extra commute time. Those thunderstorm chances going to stay with us into the afternoon. We're putting a 20% chance in the morning, into the afternoon, a 30 to 40% chance, with temperatures otherwise making it into the lower 90s. So over the next 3 days, temperatures really starting to heat up. Thursday, a 20% chance of storms. By Friday, we are dry, and the reason why we're dry, we've got Saharan dust moving in. That's going to bring hazy